Hello everyone, this is Sumita Gupta, Assistant Professor KC College Thane. Welcome you all for my fourth lecture of Digital VLSI Design. Today we will learn Dynamic CMOS Logic. These are the outlines. First of all, what is Dynamic CMOS Logic? Then what is the need? In Dynamic CMOS Logic, there is a concept of pre-charge and evaluate. And next is illustration of Dynamic CMOS Logic problems. So first of all, we have learned static CMOS logic. Now, what is dynamic CMOS logic? If you remember the circuit of static CMOS logic, in static CMOS logic, output is either connected to supply or either connected to ground. Means output is either 1 or 0, depends on the input. That's it. Okay. If you learn the CMOS inverter characteristic, if input is 1, then output is 0. If input is 0, output is 1. And output is static, that is fixed, depends on the condition of the input. Until and unless if input is not switching, then output will not change. Okay? That was the concept of static CMOS logic. But in dynamic CMOS logic, the output is stored temporarily, and that depends on temporary storage of charge and output node capacitance. That can be changed. So in dynamic CMOS logic, basically the concept of clock is there. Okay. Okay. So what is the need of extra circuitry, extra clocks? What is the need? So first of all, the need in the static CMOS logic, the number of transistors are very high. Means suppose if you are making 3 inputs transistors and 3 NMOS, 3 PMOS, so total will be 6 transistors. So in dynamic CMOS design, only NMOS stage will be there. Okay. Then one PMOS, one NMOS with common clock. I'll show you in the further slide. So first of all, main need is reduce the number of transistors, and second is to eliminate the complementary PMOS, that is pull-up network. Then avoid the power consumption, and capability of temporary storing a state at a capacitive node allows us to implement a very simple sequential circuit. Basically, this is a required condition in the sequential circuit, because in sequential circuit generally we use the clock. Okay, and if you use the clock, then the clock signal generally synchronize the operation of various circuit blocks. How? Let's see. See, this is dynamic CMOS. Okay, in dynamic CMOS, only NMOS stage is there. NMOS means pull down network. Only NMOS is a pull down network, and there is one PMOS, one NMOS with common clock. Okay, one PMOS, one NMOS with common clock, same clock, and this is your output node capacitance. Someone can ask, ma'am, there was pseudo logic also. There was also a number of transistors were last, but in pseudo logic, the gate of this, if you remember the concept is pseudo NMOS logic, the gate of PMOS was grounded, so that's why permanently high, and that was unnecessary wasting the power. And the second thing that was not used in the sequential circuit. Okay, so next is your dynamic logic. So what is the logic? Logic is will use the pull down network, means the lower stage NMOS stays as it is. At top there is one PMOS transistor, at bottom one NMOS transistor with common clock. Okay, now see the working. The working is in two phase operation. Either clock is 0, either clock is 1. Suppose clock is 0, then what will happen if clock is 0? If clock is 0, okay, then for 0, NMOS transistor is in cutoff condition, means off, but PMOS transistor will be on. If PMOS transistor will be on, this output node capacitor will charge up to this supply. This supply is VDD. So after charging, it becomes VDD. VDD means if you'll say in logic, it will 1. Okay. Again, listen carefully. For pre-charge means we are giving clock equals to 0. If clock is 0, whatever the input, doesn't matter, whatever the input, but output will be charged up to VDD. It will show 1 only. Okay, and now the next question comes in your mind, why it cannot be 0 if all the inputs are 1? Suppose if you will say all inputs are 1, suppose you say this all inputs are 1, then what will happen? These all inputs 1, you will get this path, but the lower transistor is off, so path will be breaked here. So it will never be 0 in pre-charge logic. Pre-charge logic output is always high. That's why it's called pre-charge. Already charged, pre-charge. Okay. Whatever the input, suppose see this right side diagram. A, B, C, both all inputs are 1. Still, this path is breaked here because clock 0 and NMOS transistor will never be on. Okay, so that is called concept of pre-charge. Next is the concept of evaluate. Now clock is 1. At clock is 1. Now at clock is 1, the PMOS transistor will be cut off. It will off. This NMOS transistor will be on. 1 means you are giving high voltage. Okay, 1 means high voltage. So now this transistor is on. Now the output was already charged. It was already VDD. In logic, it was already 1. Now depends on if it will get the path to discharge, then it will be 0. If it will not get the path to discharge, it will be 1. Suppose in this diagram, AB into C, AB plus C. If A1, B1, this is already 1 at clock 1, then it is having the path to discharge. So after this, it will be 0. Okay. Suppose C1, then also it is having path to discharge, it will 0. Okay, otherwise in all condition it will be 1 only. Suppose A1, B0, C1, then A1 it is on but B off, so it is not having the path to discharge. Okay, so now in the two if you will make the truth table, there are 3 inputs, means A 3 inputs means the 8 combinations will be there. Okay, A B and C, only the condition when A1, B1, whatever the C, then I only output 0. Whatever the A, B, if C1, then output can be 0, because in these two conditions, not 2, it will be 4, because X can be 0, X can be 1. This AB can be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. In all these conditions, it is having path to discharge, it will 0, otherwise it will show the 1. Okay, so what is happening? When clock is 1, output can be 1, output can be 0, depends on the condition of these inputs. That is called evaluate logic, because as per the inputs, now you're getting the output. Okay, in the first case clock was 0, whatever the input, but output is high only, output is high only. But in clock 1, depends on the condition of input, it can be 1 or it can be 0. Okay, so that is called evaluate logic. That is the concept of your dynamic logic. Okay, so when the clock is low, that's why a name is MP, and ME is for your convenience. MP is pre-charge transistors, ME is your evaluate transistor, because when the upper one is on, then it is pre-charging. When lower one is on, then you are getting evaluation. Okay, so this is the theory. Now for example, we have to draw A1, A2, A3 plus B1, B2 bar. You know, in the previous lecture, when the multiply sign is there, A1, A2, A3 means all will be in series, A1 into A2 into A3, and B1, B2, these two will be in series. Now between these two, there is plus sign. Plus sign means now these two will be in parallel. Now A, B, C in series, B1, B2 series, both combination parallel. If it will be static CMOS, then these 5 PMOS transistor will be on top side. So in static CMOS, you have to use 10 transistor. Again, listen, in static CMOS, whatever number of NMOS, same number of PMOS we use. So NMOS are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So same PMOS 5 will be used. So total transistor 10. But in dynamic logic, only NMOS logic is there. Then one PMOS at the top, one NMOS at the bottom, and the common clock. Okay. Now see, when phi is 0, when phi is 0, whatever your input, then output is always 1, because it's a pre-charge transistor. Okay, because at 0, this is off, lower one, so only upper one is on, output will be pre-charged. But when phi is 1, then output can be 0, output can be 1, depends on your A1, A2, A3, B1, B2. Okay, phi 0 pre-charge, it's 1 always, it's 1 always. But phi is 1, it can be 0, it can be 1, depends if it is getting the path to discharge. Means if A1, A2, A3 on, because M is already on, then it can discharge. If B1, B2 on, then it can discharge. So it can be 0, otherwise it will be 1. So that is the concept of dynamic logic. Now next is, what is the problem then? The problem is in cascading problem, when you will attach so many stages in the series. Then what will happen? Now listen carefully. Suppose in phi 0, when phi 0, okay, the lower one will be off. Okay, if phi is 0, because it's a common clock to all the PMOS at the top side. So V out 1, V out 2, both will be 1 in the starting. Both will be 1 in the starting. Okay, now what will happen? Suppose these all inputs are 1 at first stage. These all inputs are 1 at the first stage. Then what will happen? This will be grounded. this 1 will be 0. But it takes some time, there's some delay. So for next day, it should be 0, but it will take 1. If it will take 1, then according to 1, this output will be 0. According to 1, output will be 0. Again, listen carefully. Okay. If phi is 0, then both transistors output will be 1. I mean, both stage output is 1 because it's a pre-charge logic. What? Because lower transistors are off, it is 1. So it will take, second stage will take 1 as it is, and both transistors are on in phi equals to 1. When phi equals to 1, what will happen? Phi equals to 1 depends on the input, we get the output. So phi 1, so this phi 1, this transistor is on, this transistor is on. Okay. Now, suppose first stage all the inputs are 1, then ideally it will be 0, but for making 0, it takes some time. So for second stage, rather than 0, it will take 1 only previously. And as per 1, it will show 0. At per 1, it will show the 0. Okay. But what is the actual logic? When phi is 1, these all inputs are 1, then it should be 0. If 0 will be here, the path will be break, then output should be 1 only. Means correct logic is 1, but erroneous means it is show 0 because it will take simultaneously, it will take 0. It will not wait for first stage to change. Okay. The concept is this: when phi is 0, it was 1, and when phi is 1, it should be 0 as per inputs on, but it will take 1 only because it will not wait for a second on. And as per 1, it will show the error. It will show the 0 as per 1. We see Vout 1 is changing 1 to 0. Vout 1 is changing 1 to 0. Okay. At phi 0, both are 1, but Vout 1 is changing from 1 to 0, but it is taking some time. It is taking some time, this much time. And at this time, what will happen? Vout is changing from 1 to 0. Okay, but for this time, up to this time, it will take 1 only, and according to 1, it will show 0. But what should be the, after some time it becomes 0 and it should be 1. So correct stage is 1, it will take erroneous stage due to some delay. Okay, because if suppose all inputs are not 1, it is 1, it is 0, it is 1, then it will show the correct output. Means Vout 1 only, because it will not take it will not get the path to discharge. It will not take path to discharge, and it will 1, and according to 1, it will show 0. That is the correct. But suppose these all inputs are 1, then it will be 0. And for making 1 to 0, switching 1 to 0, it takes some time, but it will, second stage will accept only 1. It will not accept 0 because the simultaneous clock change, it will take the output. So this is the problem in the cascading dynamic CMOS logic. That is a problem in cascading DMOS logic, because at pre-charge both are same, but at evaluation, first stage takes some time, but second stage will not accept after some time. Okay, so that is the problem with dynamic CMOS logic. Okay, and what is the solution is, we'll use domino logic, that we will learn in the next lecture. Okay, thank you so much. Keep learning, keep sharing. God bless.